Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we are jumping back into our game with Hellenika, and we are playing the nation U. And before we pull up the game, because we're going to pull it up, I want to show you guys, one of the nations in the game is the Monolith nation. And I've just got them pulled up in a test game. And they get a bunch of cool units. We're not going to look at all of them, but they've got like this guy who can research, and we've got this guy who's an innate spellcaster and can banish stuff. I guess it's primarily what that is used for. We're not going to do like a deep dive on what this nation is. I just want to show you one thing. But I'm just showing you the units real quick. They've got this guy. Now, I think, yeah, all these guys are spell singers, and so they can jump in communions. And then they've got these little baby monoliths, which are communion slaves, as units, kind of like they're communicants for middle-aged Pythium. And they've got speaking stones, this big fucker. I don't know if, yeah, I think this guy can also be a communion master. I'm not sure. I don't know much about them. But what I do know is when you play them, one of the spells you get at Conjuration 0. So if you have Earth 3 on your Pretender, you can cast it. Now the trick with this nation is they don't have any Earth income. So the Earth stuff you want to cast, especially this, you have to alchemize, which we're going to do right now. I probably should have done before the game started, but such is life. Plus 30 gems, which we happen to have exactly. And we're going to cast it right here. And I just want to show you this. This is available at the beginning. It's a remote summon, range 3. And it looks like a shark. And what you will notice is that it has an item. And that item is the Heart of the World, and it autocasts Tremor, which is going to basically do Earthquake every single turn of combat. And it's going to do 8 AP damage. Defense negates. I don't know what the roll is for defense negates. It's probably it's probably 12. Not sure. And then what does it affect? Well, of course, it affects the entire battlefield. And then it also will do Shatter Constructs, which is going to do 8 armor negating damage. So it's going to hurt your own shit, basically. So it's kind of like a tactical nuke. And you can imagine them doing this on one of your armies, which you thought was very strong. But apparently you forgot to make it immune to massive earthquaking. So anyway, I just wanted to show you this because I think it's going to be relevant in this episode. Not because we're going to see one, but this is how weird Hellenika can get. You know, we've got a monolith nation which can only expand through basically teleporting, that on turn 1 can, if they had enough earth gems somehow, which they don't, they only get astral, but if they had enough earth gems, they could literally, like, send this guy on top of your cap and good luck getting out. Now, they do damage themselves through doing it, so it's not really something that, you know, and they don't heal, so. They do have vulnerabilities, but, anyway, a little crazy. Let's go ahead and pull up the game. So, I believe we are on turn 7. We did turn 6 together. So turn 7, and I've got turn 8 on the server, so we'll get on turn 8 too. We'll do 7 and 8 here. But it's going to be a spicy set of turns. So, if you recall, we basically at the end of last episode, we had found a Gartha. Indeed, they did spawn in the cave province, and we had been set against attacking whoever was in the cave, and we thought it was going to be a Gartha from basically the beginning of the game. We had scouted. I think we had scouted already, though. If we don't, we scouted this turn that they did not have an awake god. Yeah, we definitely did scout it. And that they were expanding with probably the single worst unit against our army composition. So yeah. There was a kerfuffle about who was going to get what, and basically, I wanted to kind of just have war, and so I was like, You know, at first I was like, well, I want the cave and the farm, which I'll go ahead and just show you. I want the cave, this cave and the farm, because his capital's here, mine's here, and I wanted both of these. And he was like, no, and then I was like, well, I guess we're not going to agree then. And so then I took this one, and then after that, it was actually this turn, he sees this army and was like, oh shit. Okay, I guess you can have those. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to have them, maybe I would do it if I took this and this and this, which I thought was an unreasonable offer in a way. Like, this would be too much, because he's aquatic and he can take the lakes. So it's still an okay start for him, but I thought he wouldn't take it. And I wanted to have an excuse to just do all-out war with, but he ended up being very agreeable and was like, okay, fine, you can have all of these. But I didn't say I would do it to that. I was like, I might do it to that. And then I was like, okay, well, let me think about it. And then I said, the reason I need to think about it is because I feel like I'm in a really strong advantage, and I don't know if I want to press it. And that was actually the turn before this. So I thought about it, I got back to him, and I was like, hey, this was last turn. So before he got to use that information before this turn process. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think I have a big advantage. So I want to see if I can kind of press my luck and maybe get a little better. Anyway, we'll watch the battles, but I think that's about as well. The thing is, I've played with this player a lot, and I knew I was probably going to be rushing him, but I felt kind of bad about it. So here he's attacking with a scout and a horseman, because he knows I'm poor as shit. And like, if I didn't have any PD, it would have worked. But I've got this big fucking chieftain. Look at this guy. You don't fuck with this guy. Look at him. 19 attack? He goes berserk? He's so angry. 19 attack, 27 damage hit, or, attacks. He's gonna fuck you up. Better bring more than that. My 1 PD. And then he's attacking here, and we've got another thick boy. Just look at the rippling chesticle of a man. So we get to see some things here for the first time. We get to see his bless, which is we went in theory crafted about what it was, but it's attack 4, undying 6, reconstruction, and then undead leadership. The death stuff isn't really going to help him for almost the whole game. There's not much he's going to get that the death is going to be valuable on. The undead leadership's okay, but this is basically a wasted point in bless. I think it would have been better to do... I mean, this is only 4. So it's cheap. There's nothing else you really could have gotten for 4. Well, there is. Well, he's not awake, but Stygian flesh is close, and that actually would help these guys, because I don't think they have high natural protection. And that would help a little bit. Actually, it would help a lot for my army. But this is, if you notice, nothing here is incarnate. And I think he took the Rainbow God Pretender we were looking at, the themed one for Agartha. So the other thing is it is good kind of to get attack on these guys. For a couple reasons. One is they will get the occasional repel. And so the attack value on a long weapon is not bad. But the other thing is just so they can fucking hit anything at all. Their attack score is so bad, there's 1 per tile. These are really bad units, because they have very low attack density. They hit pretty hard, but they don't hit very often, and they tend to get hit a lot. And they have a lot of hit points, but they tend to just fucking die. They're cool though, but yeah. So my mission here, for you, big badass dude, if you choose to accept it, is to go down swinging, take one out before you die. Okay, we've got the hit for 16. 3 of these guys attacking, but just 1 manly man. He gets hit for 12, but he's berserk, an uppercut to the fucking face. That's, I don't know how much these guys are. They're not super expensive, you can say that about them. It's not like they're 100 gold. Okay, he died. But he killed one of them. 40 gold. So, reasonably priced. I mean, you get a shit ton of HP for 40 gold. Oh no. Like, that's a lot of sacred HP to get for 40 gold. but they don't really hold up too well in a fight. Next, we attack here, and we've got Muse your daddy. So here's the thing. If you're going to bum rush the shit out of somebody, how do you do it in a nice way? How do you do it where you say, like, I don't want to tell him at the beginning, like, hey, turn 0, I've decided to bum rush you. Because that would allow him all these turns to prepare. Like, nobody does that in Dominions. Tells you before you're going to attack without any need to. You know, give away your plan so the other person has, like, 6 turns to prepare. No, don't do that. I didn't do anything deceitful. What I did do is in the Diplo for the game. We did actually have this squabble over the cave, but I made it out to be much more about a squabble and me chasing him down. And the reason I did that was to throw people off my trail that I was actually going to cap the shit out of them. I haven't done it yet, but I don't want... Like, I got a nap with my northern neighbor before any of this happened, and I don't want to jeopardize that. And I don't want to attract too much attention, so anyway. And I don't want to seem overly aggressive, because people tend to gang up on aggressive players, and I'm probably going to get ganged up on anyway. Okay, we've got a famine and plague. Guys, I want you to know, this is the price we pay, okay? Nothing is free. And, yeah. So Agartha has raided us here. We have taken this and this back from them. Or, from them, not back. We expanded down here. And the reason I didn't try to intercept this army was because I had no idea where it would move. Well, the fact that he moved here now, I now have a predictable move. Because he could either go up here, but what he's probably going to do is take this. The reason he would want to take this with this party is because he knows I've been putting one PD, so I'm probably going to keep doing it, because I don't have any fucking money to do anything else. I've never been so goddamn poor. But if he takes this, he's going to cut off my income from literally every province except my capital in this. So it'd be devastating. I do not have to worry about him attacking my capital. This stuff would murder that. So I'm not going to patrol or anything. One of the reasons I wanted to move here, or like, I wanted to have stuff in range to patrol, but there's nothing here that's going to be threatening. So we're going to continue kind of expanding. We are going to, normally we would wait to get 10 of these guys so this guy could go expand. Like when I was playing against CAI, that's what we would do for this party. But here, I think this is enough. 5 of these guys is enough to kill this whole stack. And the reason is, because if we look at this, one of these guys has a limp from expanding, because they suck. And because they suck, they get hit. And because they get hit, they get afflictions. And so, we killed one of the non-limp guys. So now there's a guy with a limp, and there's 2 of these idiots. And what's going to happen is one of them is going to run forward, 2 of them are going to run forward, one's going to straggle behind, and these guys are just going to murder the shit out of them. And this is a predictable move. He could go here, which would be the smart move, because he knows that I know that he's going to go here. And if he knows that, he should go here. So it's one of those weird things where, like, the obvious, very good, smart move, you actually don't want to do, because it's so good and so smart, I'm going to anticipate it, if you follow. So we're going to expand here, we're going to go here. We have joined up our commander, who brought in some more of our tribesmen. We got a little bit of disease going on, but not too much. Did I get... is this fucker diseased? Oh no, he's not. Okay, good. We're not starving, and we're gonna go on top of Agartha's cap. Now, he sent an expansion party this way, so this is probably some of the pale ones. And then we send these guys over here. So this party, I don't even know where they went. I don't know what happened to them, because he didn't have this before, and now he does have it. My only guess is they went and expanded up here. So, it's fine. Anyway, we're gonna move here. The other really weird thing, and I think I talked about this last time, is that he got cold and is cold-blooded. So, a little bit shame on the player because he didn't actually know Agartha was cold-blooded. He'd never played Agartha before. He's played like 20 games of Dominion, like multiplayer Dominions. I think. I could be wrong, but I would think he would know that. But anyway, he didn't. So he took cold. Now, it's not that you can't take cold as Agartha. There are reasons where you would want to. The reasons where you'd want to is you get shard whites, who are basically sacred big tanky dudes who have a chill aura. You get umbrals, who I think also have a chill aura, though I may be wrong about that. I think they have a chill aura. And umbrals are really good. And you can get statues that don't care about the cold, and you can give them a chill aura if you want to. So you could have like a very frosty team. The problem is your mages, which you have good mages and you want to use them, but they don't like the cold. They are cold-blooded. So you're going to really suffer. They're going to be 15 encumbrance. Now you can get around that by twice-borning them. But you can't twice-board all the varieties. You can only twice-born these guys. So, but you could do it. You know, you could go cold. I don't think he had thought about all this, though, from our conversation. But, anyway, I feel bad. I knew I was going to feel bad. Because, you know, people get excited to play a game, and then when you bum rush them at turn, like it's turn 7, I'm attacking his capital. And I'll just tell you, there's nothing he had one shot to make, okay, there was a shot in Pretender design to not do something greedy. But that comes with knowing the nation. Like, Agartha is weak early. They have some of the worst troops in the game. So you need something to shore that up if you get rushed. Or you just have to accept you're going to gamble on good Diplo and not getting rushed. And this is like a rush of a rush. Like this is, I didn't literally go straight to his cap. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. So I literally have carved one turn off from going straight to his cap. And that was to get this high value farm. So, yeah. Anyway. Or not farm, but just, it was a large province that was close to 1k pop, or 10k pop. So, at this point, I think it's checkmate. What I expect he's going to do, he's got an expansion party here. He's going to move it back in his capital and patrol. He's going to PD dump all his money. And then cross his fucking fingers. But I've played against AI where they have way more fucking resources, and they have a bigger army, and they have a bigger PD, and they can do the big dump. Not gonna matter. It's checkmate at this point. So, anyway, you know, you feel bad about it, but what do you do? I try to not be deceitful. Though you do in the game Diplo, like, communal, you don't want to let everybody know that you're bum rushing somebody. But, you know, the player... And I didn't let the player know I was going to do it turns in advance, but I never violated anything I said. Okay. Okay, here we go. And this isn't even the way I normally like to play Dominions, but I feel like, I was looking at the nation, and they don't have armor. I don't know how you, like, what if somebody were to rush me with some crazy shit? Because I'm not the only nation with crazy shit they can do early. So we're just expanding here. Like, what if somebody rushes me? Well, I need to be strong in the early game. If I didn't have a good bless... Oh, man. I tried expanding scales with these guys. It's not pretty. It's high attrition. And then, like, what happens when you're fighting a player and they raid a province from you and you go to take it back and they PD dump? And you don't have a bless. Like, you get fucked. You have to do this. Or not this specifically, but you have to have, I think, a strong early game strategy with you. Problem is, if you have a really strong early game strategy with you, you could do a lighter version of this, but if you have it as strong as mine, you kind of have to make a move. You can't sit around. Because, like, I've taken death scales, I've got 50% income malice, my cap is 2/3 of its normal population to start with. You know? We gotta go out and kick people in the face. Okay, here we are attacking Agartha and Agartha. Now this is the big battle. This is what you guys tuned in for. This is what you pay me the big bucks for. Is to show you these kind of things. On Agartha's side, we have the PD dump. We have the virgin troglodytes. These are his capital new recruits. These are the folks who are expanding. This is what is left of the mobile, the Agarthan army. This is a commander to bless them. This is the PD. These are the PD commanders. This is my gun. It is mine. There are many like it. But this one is special. This is my troop. Here we have Chad Pretender. Muzu Daddy. Breaker of Souls. Drinker of Dirt. Or no, King of Dirt, Drinker of Blood. Enemy of Infants is the Pretender God. And with him, we have a smiling army of Chad tribesmen and Epiphagoses. We have skiapod athletes, and we have one very, very strong boulder. And of course, leading the charge, we have two of our Gavagai chieftain, who each hit for 30 damage 3 times. This one I think is heroic. He's got lightning reflexes, so he's got that extra defense skill. They both got fear. This one has chest armor. What could possibly go wrong? Already, we've got apoptosis, or the apostostasis is coming out, and you can see these guys are getting paralyzed and then crushed. Now, this Agartha player, they have a plan. They know, probably, that it is futile to fight my army head on. But they know that my God and my prophet are behind all of this sickness. And if there's no one to lead my army, then it will break. And they are on a high-speed flanking mission. Now this guy runs out, smacks this guy in the face, and this guy gets frozen. And so most of these guys have gotten bogged down and beat to hell. But 3 of them have made it around the flank. Oh, and the paralyzers are coming down, but they're missing, or they're resisting. But then they cut up, and now they're making... Oh, now they're running, because it's an HP route. It was a bold move. It was a very bold move. But futile. As so many moves we humans make are. And then we have our very elite stat commander here, who is sacred and blessed. But unlike the rest of the army, he has a shield, his armor, a sword, Chad sword, Chad thug. I don't even really know what all that stuff means. I think it's just weird internet memes, but it is funny saying it. Okay. So there we go. Now the question is, and ask yourself this, how many of our brave tribesmen did we lose? I know the answer, so I can't guess. But you think about it. We kept most of the people. We lost 7. This was most of his starting army. I mean, this was most of his army. This was his cap with a bit of a PD dump, but not a huge amount. I think it's a little bit more than you natively get. And yeah, they're completely crushed. We got an Eye of the Void, which actually is very useful for us. We have a few things which are Imra negates, which we can make good use of, so we'll keep this guy around for later, but for now we're going to hold on to it. Now, this army of what is left of it, and it's 230 siege strength, so we haven't popped his cap yet, but we will next turn. Now, we do have some decisions to make, like, do we sweat Sweaty Man Dance off? Or do we split Sweaty Man Dance off and go, like, take this or catch this? So those are all decisions we're going to have to make. We've killed his raiding capacity, so we're going to take this. He could have PD dumped, and there's a reasonable chance he PD dumped here. So we have to be a little cautious taking some of this back. So anyway, there's some decisions to make this turn, but Agartha has fallen. We've also bumped into Arcadia down here. Not bumped into them, but we have found them. And what that means is their capital is right here or here. I can't remember. I think their capital is here. It's their capital. So, anyway, we'll have to figure that out. Now, I will say that the player made a series of posts in the game chat, and then said that he went AI, which he's very upset about it, but which I can understand. I mean, look, thing is, like, nobody likes playing a game where the deck is stacked against you. And what he didn't know is he was very near checkmate turn 1. The best thing he could have done was, what type of PD was here? This actually is good PD for killing me. What he could have done is, if he knew, the odds of him, like, doing all this, like, having his armies line up and all of this, is doing a fucking huge PD dump here, which he would have more money than me. He could probably get to like 40 or 50. And these archers fuck my guys up. And then having all this shit move in. That would have been his #1 move. And he potentially could have killed my army, or he could have just weakened it enough where I can't siege him down quickly. And that probably would have done it. But it would have had to have been... Now, the good thing is these barbs provide a natural choke point. So a massive PD dump here, and then everybody defending might have done it. But the thing is, if he killed me, we were both kind of I was all in on this strategy. Like, if he killed me and my god was dead, I was going to be fucked. Like, how am I going to get my god back? Slow to recruit H1s? Preaching? Oh my god. Wait 6 turns to get my prophet, then I can have him preach? I am all in on this strategy. You know, like, this is not a low commitment attack. This is very much all in. And this PD dump here was probably the move that could have saved him. Here would have been, he could have also PD dumped. This actually might have even been better with the Horse Tribe. This Horse Tribe are kind of motherfuckers for you. But the thing is, there's no front line here. The Horse Tribe, so his stuff would have all died. He couldn't have done an army plus PD dump, but he could have done a huge PD dump. I think the other thing is, at this point in time, he didn't know I was going to rush for his capital. He had really no way of knowing. And that's because I didn't tell him I was going to rush for his capital. I just told him wasn't okay with him taking this, and I wasn't going to make peace. So, but by the time I moved my army here, he knew my bless. He probably could have put 2 and 2 together and figured out that he couldn't stop me from taking his cap. Which means he could have done a PD dump here. That would have been the saving move, potentially. But the thing is, he hasn't played you. He doesn't know you. He doesn't know the bless. He doesn't know that this shitty PD type actually is pretty fucking good against you. Because massed archers actually wreck you. So anyway. Yeah, Yeah, he had some choice words to say about you and about me. Which the thing is, rage quitting into minions and like going AI is not cool. You can go AI, but don't go AI like, don't go AI when you still have a nation left to play. Thing is, it's actually if he asked, I mean, I'm not upset with him. He's just really tilted. I mean, it's like there's nothing he could. There's nothing wrong with him going AI right now. He's completely fucked. He has nothing. There's nothing. Like, what is the AI gonna do? There's nothing for the AI to do. He's been in checkmate for like 3 turns. If he has to go AI 3 turns ago, I would have been like, what? Like, how do you know it's this? Like, how do you really know it's this bad? I know it's this bad for you, but you shouldn't know it's this bad for you. But yeah, it is this bad. Now, but this gives you a sense at some of the craziness that exists in the Hellenika mod. And so this player hasn't really played with the Hellenika mod before, but a lot of other people in the game who have are like, yeah, dude, that's the Hellenika mod. Like, you have to be prepared for crazy shit, because crazy shit's gonna happen. Like, you remember that Monolith thing? If he traded for Earth Gems, and he was close enough to Agartha's cap. This is actually why I got looking at it. One of the players is like, yeah, he should drop a world shard on you. Like, he could drop a world shard on this army, and that's gonna be some nasty shit, you know? Like, that is going to wreck our shit if we had a world shard. I think there's a chance we could win, because it's not gonna hit everybody, and then once it hits them, it's defense negates, and then it's gonna get cut by fortitude, and then it's gonna get shared. But it would be rough. And then these guys are going to beat the shit out of it. But, you know, it'd be rough. Anyway. There's crazy shit in Hellenika. So, it is very good to have something that's good early. Or at least have ways to deal with crazy shit early. But that said, yeah. Not taking an Awake Pretender God, I don't, like, if you swapped roles, and I knew I was starting next to you, and I didn't know what you did, because I was like, I've never played this mod before, I don't really know what you does, and I just went for like a generic good Agartha build, I don't even know what I can't even say honestly what I would have done. I have no idea what I would have done. I wouldn't have taken cold scales, but I have no idea. I have no idea. I think if Agartha gets rushed by you with this particular build, if you don't have an Awake God that can like super combatant them, which by the way, like a super combatant against 2 of these guys hitting you, where even when you hit them, it's gonna get reduced by fortitude, and then blood bond distributed to the army around them. Like super combatant against that. I have no idea what I would do. And you're getting paralyzed. I don't even know. I have no idea. I would probably do a PD dump. But I mean, this is your only defense. Like, what if both these provinces were open and you didn't know which one I was going to go to? I mean, how would you? I don't know. So anyway, I can totally understand being salty. I would be a little salty, I think. I get way saltier at lesser things than getting steamrolled on turn 8. So turn 9 we're going to crack it, turn 10 it's going to be ours. The good thing too is once we have it, there's a lab in here and we can teleport out. Should be good. Anyway. Okay, so there may have been a PD dump here, so we're going to move both these guys, hold an attack, they're blessing. After that, we probably are going to take this. Though we may take this, I'm not sure. I just want to be careful. This is ours, I'm not really worried about it. But then, I'm not sure where we go. Yeah, anyway. We'll sort it out. These guys are moving on top. So the thing is, I want to talk about the Sweaty Man Dance. So Sweaty Man Dance, we can take these guys and we can go somewhere else. The problem is if I go anywhere else, then I'm not going to have them. An Ancient Lord. So these were the guys. I bet you he went here, here, and then came back down. So, these were the guys that were expanding up there. Thing is, if this is the AI, like if the AI actually processes this turn, the AI is probably going to break out and attack. Because the AI will normally attack you on top of their forts. But the real risk, if I don't have him when I storm the fort, there are these big motherfuckers on the wall that are going to knock the dog shit out of my troops with boulders. And I don't want them to do that. And these guys are pretty... He'll freeze a lot of them. So as much as I want to attack out, I think we're going to chill. So anyway. Yeah. That is this turn. And so, guys, anyway, the predator has eaten, and the food is not happy. But, I guess if you decide to be a predator, there's going to be victims. We also have money in the bank at the end of a turn for the first time. We could put PD down, but we're not going to be doing that. It is time to think about... I should ping that at some point. My first fort. That would be really good. And there's elephants. There's a good chance that doesn't get taken super soon. All I need to do... After this guy, I might get one of these guys. And then we may go kill these elephants. These guys have a damn PhD in elephant killing. See, we've really neglected expansion in other directions, but... We'll see. We will see. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all are enjoying the mod series. I know it's a little crazy. It's definitely not balanced to vanilla. You don't see this kind of stuff in vanilla, but I don't want to say it's unbalanced, because there's a bunch of crazy shit in Hellenika. Though you do have to opt into it. You can opt out. You can do non-crazy shit. You know, which is what happened here. So you don't want to play Hellenika like vanilla. Alright guys, take care.